That was
Hello,
not
everyone.
weak.
Welcome back to our podcast called
Loners Podcast, episode number 6.
Episode number 6. Which we've done 5 episodes so far, guys. Great at math. Look at me.
This is number
Scholar.
6.
I'm a scholar. Okay, so what's up with you, Brian? Oh, okay. So I've had a word or two about Brian slouching.
My posture.
Hence why I've my posture isn't great, but I've just been more on him about the way he's sitting because it's like recently.
I'm just trying to get comfy. This is like a fireside chat.
Totally, and get comfy, but there's kind of like a boundary to that, like Also, we did record this episode and now we're redoing it. So last episode that we didn't air, he was doing all the slouchy, like the most, okay? And
I was
I'm just
doing
like
the most.
I'm like, wake up.
I'm the hostess with the mostest.
You weren't given anything yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why we're redoing
That's
it.
what she said. All right.
So anyway, I zoomed in a little bit on our camera angle to hopefully hide the fact that we both had shitty posture and Brian's torso is ginormous.
That's right.
So that's not helpful either.
Okay.
And yeah, so here we are, episode 6, the day that we have to post this. We're also filming.
It's okay. I'll expedite the process.
You heard it here.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So let's see, what are we going to talk about first today? What's going on in our world? Well, I guess you could say what's going on in our country because I guess we kind of live in our own world here in the United States.
Yeah, I feel like I talked to my cousin earlier, and her and we talk to each other almost every day, so she knows me inside out, I know her inside out. But I just was thinking today, like while I'm out, like a little bit when I woke up, a little bit when I'm making my morning coffee, and a little bit just like being out, okay? I feel so disconnected from reality, I guess. Like I don't feel connected the way I used to. Actually, that's such a bad word because I feel more in tune with what the fuck this world is more now than I feel like I ever have.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, don't like relate to like anything going on in the world. Like,
yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's such a, see, I don't know how to explain that.
I think like I get what you're saying and I kind of feel, I get what you're saying. So I think what you're trying to say is.
I don't agree with everything. And I don't agree with most of the shit that's going on in the world, especially our country.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why are we just accepting this way of life? It's mentally exhausting. It's definitely physically exhausting. And it's just like one of those things where you're like, what the hell do we do? Like, like what do we do?
Well,
we're starting off a little deep, but Brian and I have conversations like this all the time.
Yeah.
And I know Brian feels more comfortable when there's not a camera on him. So we're still adjusting to that.
I mean, it's more me adjusting to it than you.
No,
but yeah, both of us still.
I'm adjusting to you adjusting to it. I'm so used to when I speak to Brian, it just flows out normal. It's just conversation, but I can tell that he's more timid, or
I guess that's the right word.
Yeah, or just like more conscious about.
I think I feel like I have to act a certain way.
Yeah, and I don't get it because Brian is hands down the most accepting, non-confrontational person I've ever met in my entire life. And I just wish he could show that. I think a lot of people, when they try to do anything that's, you're putting yourself out there, they feel like, okay, I need to be a certain presence or person and like I need to behave this way or that way. Whereas you, I feel like, can get away with truly to the core being yourself because you are a great person inside and out. So anyway,
I'm just kidding. Thanks.
I'm gonna braid your hair while you're sleeping if you don't be quiet. But yeah, there's some people who need to like filter themselves, me, or just dance around certain topics of discussion in a certain way when other people are present or can access that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you can literally say whatever you're truly thinking, and you just can say it, and no one gets offended by it, because you're not as blunt as me. You're very good at pleasing everybody.
Yeah. Well, no, like I think I try to get my point across, but in the most way
Pleasant
that is
way.
most neutral way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that was my little tangent about trying to explain you to whoever sees this, because we are very much
Paul.
opposites. I know. We got like two viewers. His sister and her boyfriend.
No, it's funny.
I mean, they know you, so it's
Yeah,
not like I
yeah.
need to explain to them.
I know.
But anyway, with that being said, yes, I do feel like a lot of dynamics and systematic issues in this world, I don't understand why they just keep happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know there's always that excuse of like, well, it is the way it is because that's how it's been for so long. But I mean, at some point that has to end, or I would think, but I don't know how long it's going to continue to go on. I think just more of the way of like being expected to do certain things with your life, you know?
Yeah, there's so many expectations. Here's the thing. This is how it took me to be in my mid-20s to realize this, and I could be totally wrong. You don't have to agree with me. But I grew up thinking my parents are like God complex, okay? Because I don't know, like when you're a kid,
I think most kids
you're just like,
grow up that way.
anything they say, it's fact, period.
Yeah, you don't start questioning it until later.
Yes. So
Yeah.
clearly you have to get to a point in your life where you just can't beat up your parents about not being perfect and for actually being human and making mistakes like you do.
But then you can also look at it as a way like, well, I can do this differently.
Yeah, like
I
grow
can
from
do
it.
it, yeah.
That's the tactic you should take, is how can I be different and learn from their mistakes? Because that's something I've always said since I was a kid. I've always, like, I hate to say this, a lot of people would be like, I'm surprised you're like this because one of your sister's like this, your mom's like this, your aunt's like this. And I'd be like, I learn from their mistakes before I have the chance to make them. And I think that I'm also like, oh yeah, everyone should do that. But I do think that looking back, that is something that was pretty wise of me as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I'm definitely far from that. But I glad I was aware enough to take that road. And yeah, anyway, yes, definitely learn from other people's mistakes. Don't think you're like parents. They should still be crucified for things they did or said when they were young.
Because we're all human.
And not only that, like you don't have to have a relationship with certain people in your life just because they're your parent, just because they're your aunt and uncle. You could be very well accepting, understanding, and forgiving, and just be like, not for me, bye. Like it's not benefiting either party. I don't know how I even got into this conversation. But my point is, when I was a kid, I used to think not only just my parents, but like, okay, any type of systems.
It's mainly adults.
Yeah, like any adults, for the most part. Any systems in place are there for a reason.
You would think, like, you want to think they're there for our benefit.
Yeah.
But
like,
then when you get older, you realize
they're just as
not really
brainwashed.
for our benefit. It's for their benefit.
Yeah, but you realize, like, my parents are just as brainwashed as our government wants them to be.
Yeah.
And then that leads on to us until we start to be like, hold the F up. No one's questioning injustices. No one's questioning the way, like, the machine works.
Well, I think now more than ever they are.
Yeah. And I find that so, like, refreshing. Because
I'm sure it also happened in, I think the other time probably, I would guess, was like the 70s when Vietnam was happening. Because there was a lot of, like, revolt about that.
Totally. Every so often there's, like, some revolution that happens. But to what point is it actually going to change? Because there are laws that have been in place for decades that it's just like, can we move on? Like, this is my hot take. I think every 10 to maybe 20 years should be the max.
We should revisit
we
some
need
laws.
To refresh, revisit. Like this is such a stupid analogy, but you know how the Tin Man needs a little oil? Like, cars need maintenance. Our government needs maintenance, and the maintenance is not voting. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not.
Yeah, and it also sucks because the voting system they have in place for themselves to get something to pass is really stupid. It just prolongs everything.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little yesterday. I kind of went on a rant. Like, I just don't understand. I know, like, when people are like, why can't the president just do X, Y, and Z? And then people are like, well, no, it has to go through this house and this fucking, like, all these legislative branches, not legislative branch, but yes, pretty much.
Yeah,
like
it just it has to go through so many places before it can actually be considered something that could happen.
And even then, it's like, okay, well, it's still gonna take another month, and it's still gonna, we still have to vote on this and that. It's like, why are there so many layers? No one's ever like, there's a lot of layers you gotta like understand, instead of being like, why is it that difficult? It just makes it seem like they're trying to distract people until
because they know people will probably forget about it after a while.
Yeah. I mean, how many executive orders did Trump sign? Like, I do not like Trump at all, but like, when he had a mission, he fucking did it. Even if it wasn't, most of the time it was not benefiting us, but it almost showed like, okay,
it's also because
if he can destroy things this quick, why can't we rebuild?
Yeah, I know, but it's also because he didn't have that like politician background, so I think he felt like he had a different type of power to just be like, I'm this person who's known for just being like,
I think
do whatever I want type of thing, so I can just make that happen here.
I think the president has a lot more power than we, one, like to believe, and two, that they led us to believe. Like,
yeah. I also think Trump didn't care to have both parties in his favor. You know what I mean? Like, Biden is way more like, I want to have Republicans on my side and I want to have Democrats on my side, and he's way more of like a politician. Trump was just like, I don't give a shit who likes what I'm doing. I'm gonna just try to do this.
I guess, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Biden is way more trying to get like both sides happy together.
Right. I mean, you kind of have to pick and choose like what's benefiting us, because on either side, nothing's really benefiting us. And
well, I mean, they always do that great compromise, you know, where like if both parties are unsatisfied, then
but it leaves us unsatisfied
and
no matter
we're
what.
the ones in the middle that are just fucked. Yeah,
like I refuse to believe that 90% of the decisions they make actually affect them. They really just affect us, and we have almost no say in it. And again, I don't care for anyone to be like, go vote, voting makes a difference, because I don't think it does. Like, that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sadly, it doesn't really seem that way.
I don't see, with my eyes, do not see anything changing, no matter who the fuck's in office, for the better for us. And we're in a first world country. We're not living in a country that's, you know, lower on funds here or there, who, are you okay? I just keep hearing your mic in the thing. Sorry. That's fine. But yeah, I just, you know, I feel like
we should be able to take care of this stuff.
Yeah, literally. Like, there should be no excuse. I'm sorry. The fact that we pay so much in taxes, we still have to pay for health insurance, dental insurance, like, out of pocket. And even then, you're still left with a pretty fair sized bill if you give birth to a human, okay?
Yeah. Healthcare is, I mean, that's
absurd.
A tough thing, yeah. It's like you want to find a happy medium where, like, you want to be able to pay less for it and get quality service. But we should be able to have quality service for just life, though, like for health in general.
We're paying every single month for a maybe service. Like, I might use it this month for, like, if I had a cold or, knock on wood, an emergency. Fine. Whereas other first world countries that have universal healthcare, they're only like, their shit's all fucking covered.
It is, but they also have way higher taxes, which is fine. I mean, if we as a collective paid higher taxes and we all had universal, I wouldn't really care. But
I mean, I wouldn't either. I just feel like our taxes are so high. How much more is it really in Canada?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Canada has some weird stuff too with their
taxes. Yeah, now they're, I don't know what's going on with them over there now. Yeah. But I was just using them closest words.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's also, I don't know if there is. If there is, I need to find out. But to my knowledge, I don't know that there's a place where you can actually look at what exactly our taxes are going into when we pay them.
I want to know, like, the homeless rate in Canada, because I know there's a fair amount of other first world countries with universal healthcare that has very low homeless rate. But
I don't know if they
Canada's
have like, they might have like free housing for homeless.
in other countries.
I don't know.
But I'm sure like part of the taxes are going there.
Probably,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like if we're already paying a ton in taxes, like why?
Well, California specifically, yes.
We're speaking from California experience. Yeah, I'm from here. He's been here for like almost 9 years now. Um, but why do I lose track so easily? I swear I'll just be saying something and then all of a sudden my brain's like, oh look, a bird.
You're saying if we're paying taxes already really high,
Like why
and
aren't
about
we
like,
seeing the benefit in that? Like
because they're
why?
saying that, oh, you'll see the benefit 10 years from
10 years,
now
but I
when we
don't care
have
about
like
10 years
these
from now.
railroads,
I care
or
about
not
now.
railroads, the roads done and stuff like
Our
that.
roads are fucking trash out here. Trash.
Yeah, I don't know, babe. I mean, this is where you see like this is where you see the what do you call it? The cracks to start like opening or whatever. It's the inequality. It's like these things where the quality of life is, it's either you're making it or you're like just struggling. It's not no in
There's a
between.
huge,
There's
yeah,
no
wage
in
gap.
between here. Maybe in another part of the country there is right now. I'm sure like in some small ass town somewhere in the, middle America,
Mm-hmm.
probably you could afford a place with like
Yeah,
30,000 a year salary or something.
mm-hmm.
But again, there's like,
Is it worth it? Let's be real.
I mean, it's all perspective, because if they're
Yeah, I
from
guess
there,
you're
if they're
right.
from there,
Or you're
they're
like
happy with that.
retired
They don't
or-
care.
Yeah.
But if you're not from there and you're from somewhere like here, you're like, oh my God, I can make money working from home or something and go live there and I have so much extra money. But then you literally have nothing to do.
True, and I also don't like when because I'm from here, so, and this is a pretty major city. A lot of people gravitate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone wants to come here.
Not everyone. People either love here or like New York. They glamorize both ends of
Yeah.
the coast, but
But those two places, like everywhere in the world wants to come to them.
I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I also don't. And I find it really annoying when you're on social media and like someone says like, oh, it's expensive. And you're like, well, then leave. But it's like, okay, fuck you. I'm from here. Like, I
Yeah.
get other people coming here and trying to like make it or whatever. But it's like, I shouldn't have to leave where I'm from because it's outrageously expensive because so many people are coming here.
Yeah, there should probably honestly be like, there should be like a California
Residential.
born here discount.
Or, yeah, livable wage if you're from here. And
Yeah.
don't come at me with generational house wealth BS because
No, yeah, there should
half
be.
those people are being booted out of their houses too.
Yeah, like if you choose to move here, then I guess you pay like the whatever standard tax, whatever. But if you are actually born from here, you should get some type of benefit from actually being here and everything.
And I'm not asking
being
for
really expensive.
a check every month. I'm just asking for like, like Disneyland has an annual pass and you get freaking little discounts here and there. Can I get I'm from here? Don't
Some
tell me
life
I need to
discounts.
leave to afford it here. Huh?
Yeah, some life discounts
Yes.
because you're from here.
Right. My rent should be freaking 15-20% off if I'm
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know how we got onto this topic.
That's fine. We're just talking.
But, yeah.
I haven't heard anything new about the leaks from Roe vs. Wade,
Well, yeah, that was the news. It was a leak, and I think.
but I haven't really like heard any updates on it.
Oh, because May or June is when they're actually gonna like
Take a vote.
make it official or not.
Yeah.
Which
That's so fucking stupid.
I think it was leaked. I was telling this to Brian. I think it was leaked on purpose.
That's what I was reading something, and that's what they were
Really?
saying. Yeah,
Well, I told you first because you didn't tell me you were reading about it until right now.
whatever. But they were saying that possibly a conservative member of the Congress leaked it to like get people on board or something with it.
For me, it's the opposite. I think someone leaked it, and I think they were trying to like dip their toe in the water and be like, okay, how are people gonna react? Because if they're gonna protest or riot, I'd rather, like, we want to see that happen now before it's official, and then if it's like starts to be a little chaotic, they might rethink their vote. And I'm totally just speculating. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, none of us do, but
or they're like, excuse me.
or they just want to prepare people for what might happen.
Yeah, or they're just trying to like plant the seed and be like,
Yeah.
prepare it. But I don't think they get it. It doesn't matter if you announce it in a month or in 6 months. If it ends up being overturned, people are going to lose their shit and be very fucking upset. I think if anything, a lot of people are kind of coasting by with the idea because they're like,
but it all depends the state, right? Because each state will be able to make it completely illegal, or they can
make
keep
the
it
decision
how
themselves.
it is. Yeah. Or we know for sure California. I don't know about Texas. I would think Austin would be like, but Austin
Ted
is part
Cruz?
of the state. Yeah,
Ted
that's true.
Cruz, he was gonna be having a field day. If
Yeah,
that gets
New York
overturned.
will definitely keep it how it is.
It's gonna be mostly blue states.
Yeah, we'll keep it how
I
it
don't
is.
think every red state's gonna.
No, I don't think so
Yeah,
either.
I
Yeah.
think that. Abortion rights are a little heavier of a topic than other things that Republicans and Democrats decide to like go at it.
I don't understand why it's even a topic in the first place.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I saw some girl on TikTok today. She's literally 18. I was just scrolling through, and then this girl, I don't think she was 18, maybe. Super Christian, and was just like trying to like bash. She was on live, and some lady was like trying to debate her.
About what? Why abortion should be illegal?
No, she was the one saying it should be illegal.
The 18-year-old?
Yeah, and her and her sister were there. I don't know. And then it was like the lady was like trying to explain to her very like eloquently, like, okay, you know, she wasn't even trying to be like, you're young, you don't get it. She actually was treating her like an adult and trying to get her
talk
to
to her.
understand, like, whatever. And she was just like, but it's a baby, but you're killing a baby. So you're gonna think that you like you don't think it's murder because it's murder. It's like you are so out of touch.
She's
Go
already
take a fucking biology class.
Yeah, but she's not
She's
willing
also
to hear, like, to have a.
She has made up the decision. And
Yeah,
she doesn't
she's not
want,
willing to change
yeah.
her perspective. Yeah.
And I understand being a teenager and having that like stubborn mindset. I know everything because I am in school and I go to church every Sunday because I looked at her page and she's like super like religious and stuff. By all means, be religious.
Linda be getting in those
Okay,
in
you
those
act
heated
rabbit hole.
conversations in TikTok.
I didn't say anything. Do not. Okay.
No,
very
'cause
few times I will state
You'll
my
comment
opinion.
on the thing, yeah.
And I am like, no. An 18-year-old, I'm not gonna go say
No,
something about
I know,
because
I'm just
she's
kidding,
a kid,
but-
like literally. Especially because I'm like, oh, you're poor. Like, knock on wood, I don't wish harm on anyone, but knock on wood, something happened to you and you got pregnant. Yeah. You're gonna tell me that you're like, but Jesus wanted this. Like, you have to be fucking brainwashed to think
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
No, I mean.
But my parents, and I don't think your parents either, really instilled in us like certain hot takes, I guess, like that. They're not like.
Yeah, my parents never talked about.
Yeah, my parents either.
We never talked about like sex or anything.
Same, actually. Now I think about it.
Yeah, I know some parents talk about it and stuff, but my parents didn't talk about it.
I mean, my mom was like, "You better not." Like, that was it. It wasn't like, "This is the birds and the bees. Be responsible."
Yeah, I never had that conversation
My mom was
either.
like, "You better not be doing anything. You ain't getting pregnant, bringing that in this house." was my mom, and my
that
dad.
was a scary thought.
My dad
though.
never spoke about sex at
It
all.
was a scary thought in high school.
Well, I didn't have that thought because I was an angel.
I was
You
an
weren't.
angel too.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Do you want me to expose you?
No, it's fine.
Because I was saying all that nice sappy stuff at the beginning, but deep inside, Brian is another person. No, I'm kidding. Brian was the opposite of me in high school. Let's just say that.
Whatever.
Whatever. I love you.
It led me to Linda right here.
Okay, you can keep going.
But yeah, I don't know. Leave your opinions down below about what you think is going on with Roe versus Wade right now, and why this even is a topic of discussion when it's individuals' lives, and the men who are putting this in order literally have no.
Fucking yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
They should have no say. Period.
It just doesn't make sense. They shouldn't.
It should not be in the hands of one men, two old people. Like, how fucking old are the people in the Supreme Court?
Yeah, honestly, like
it is another world now compared to when
I'm
you
honest.
were
Yeah, I have.
our
I'm
age.
like, I have to think that they have some type of like secret society there where they can just like infinitely age.
Well, not only that, you know damn well if one of these old crusty ass white men knocked up a young girl on accident, or they're gonna have access to abortion, whether they
Make it
whether
illegal
it's-
or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the rules don't apply to them.
Yeah, exactly. Which make it make sense.
It doesn't.
There needs to be a cutoff age to be in politics. Period.
Yeah. The
Why
amount
does
of.
the starting age when you're sorry, babe, I keep cutting you off.
I think
Why
it's
is the starting
35.
age? Oh, I thought it was like 40. Or
Well, that's
something.
for the to be a president is like 35. I don't-
35? I thought it was
I
like
believe
40.
so. No, it's like I think. Hold on.
Anyway, by the time you're like 55, you should not have a career in politics, period. Give them a severance package and let them be on their way.
Well, they just they need to always have.
Unless you're Bernie Sanders.
They need to have new people coming in every year that are like young and understand what's going on with the generations right now that are in like college, that are in like,
we need relatable people.
Yeah,
people that can
we
adapt
do need
to the times.
People. Yeah.
Not people who are literally living in the past. Like, what does it say?
35 years old.
Okay, yeah.
And you must have been a resident of the United States for 14 years.
Not 15. 14 years. Anyway, 35 is not that bad. I mean, that's like a solid age to get into politics or whatever.
Yeah, but when was the last time that we've ever had a president that young?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying in general, like, that's fine. Like, as a rule of thumb, whatever. But once you're like 55, get the fuck out. Like, leave.
Yeah. I don't know.
Their opinion, it weighs too heavy on the greater good of the people here, because most of the choices and decisions they make aren't gonna affect them, one, and two, they're gonna affect the next generations to come.
Us and the people under us. Yeah. I mean, there's too much. The way of making rules in place with our society today, and it has been for a long time, it makes no sense. Because there's so much opinion of the people on both sides that they're just forcing their opinion of how things should be.
Well, their personal opinion. They're not looking at...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're forcing their personal beliefs
onto everyone.
Onto a society. Which
is a whole nother topic. The fact that religion is intertwined with politics is absurd and kind of disgusting if you think about it. It's giving like cult energy, okay?
Well, most religions are similar to cults. The only ones that I haven't seen that way is like Buddhism.
Great. Yeah. Have fun going to church, but not for me. The dollar bill shouldn't say "In God We Trust." Like, you know, why are we swearing to a Bible in court? I honestly don't know if that's still a thing. Is that still a thing?
I'm pretty sure it's still a thing.
Like, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
That
I don't know.
Will never make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. They should be completely separate, and also, I mean, a part of me just has to think that a lot of religion is a money grab.
It is. It's there to divide us.
Sadly, and I know we're probably gonna get some hate in the comments for this.
I really don't care.
For really religious people, and I think it's good to believe in something bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. But I just also don't like how religions, they say that their way is like the better way, or it's right, and it's saying that other ways are wrong, and you know, and it forces division between people. Yeah, and that's why like so it's always been drawn to like just like spirituality and Buddhism. Mm-hmm. Like when we were in Asia, and it's just because they don't say that other people are wrong for believing in something else. They just try to
It's like agree to disagree.
They just try to find the best way to be a human and spread
kindness.
Yeah, and the feeling of feeling good and just feeling accomplished by helping others, or just like accepting others and
just being a good person.
Yeah,
like that's all it comes down to. And and letting your values speak for themselves, like letting your actions speak, and that's it, and not
thinking that other people are like.
Most religions are just literally a moral compass, quotes, to control you.
Yeah, sadly.
And for you to help control others, and that's it. Yeah. You know, and I just don't get it. And when people bring like religion into decisions about people's body, it's like, am I sacrificed to you? Like, are you kidding? Not me, but like women in general, like they shouldn't. There are people who genuinely think women are only on this earth to help reproduce, and that's it.
I know.
But it's like, if that's true, then why are people who can't even have children, like men, still trying to have sex? You know?
Yeah.
Why are people... Never mind. I don't want to say that word online. But, yeah. The R word. Like, why is that going on? It's only to reproduce. Like...
Oh, rape?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to say that, but there you go.
I mean, it's a real thing, and it's a problem. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean... I'm sure some women have had that happen to them and they end up loving the child a lot and everything. But I feel like they should definitely have a choice. What if they're not in a good situation to bring a child into
Well,
the
then
world. They
everyone
should have the choice though to be able to say
absolutely, babe.
like,
Absolutely, but then you get those Christians. I'm sorry, it's mostly Christians that say this. Um, well, you can give it up for adoption, but then it's like, are you taking care of that kid? Are you gonna pay for that woman to go into labor?
yeah,
Tens of thousands
that's
of
9 months
dollars.
of. Well, I mean, what if she's in a bad situation with in her life at that moment, and it wouldn't be able to take care of herself properly?
Or she kills herself. How pro-life are you now? You know?
Yeah,
Then you lost 2 lives, according to your book.
yeah,
Or, I think I just can't. Ooh, sorry. I don't want to get heated, but like, I generally, and this is not all right-wing people, it's not. It's the ones that are definitely really headstrong on the conservative side tend to like be extremely patriotic, for lack of a better word. And you will support men going out there, risking their lives, dropping bombs on countries, killing towns of women and children, and then coming home and being like, "That's right, I'm a man, I'm a soldier," but you don't care about the kids in fucking adoption homes, foster cares. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, how pro-life really are you? We're literally killing families and destroying families, other
Yeah.
sides of the globe. But
That's a tough topic too, just because I don't I mean, obviously I don't agree with starting wars for the only personal benefits of the people in power, but like if a country is just threatening our homeland or our country, then I understand to have to defend it.
but you're not defending it.
No, I'm not
I
saying
don't
that's what's
feel like we've
happening.
ever gone and defended our country.
I-
We are going out of our way.
to get involved in other countries'
Yes.
problems. Yes, but it's also that's where it's kind of like, well,
And we're killing people we see just for doing nothing.
Mm,
We're not out on the battlefield like the old times where it's like man against man. It's very much just like sending signals and messages now, and it's fucked up.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's
Sorry,
tough.
I'm not talking at you, babe.
No, I know. It's just like it's a tough one because I also do respect certain people that do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And of course, like there's always going to be people that join because they see, oh, I can get
A weapon. In
my
my
life
hand.
paid for after I come out of the
Yeah.
army, which
Yeah.
it does make sense. That does make sense because at least then you'll have, housing paid for, you'll have insurance paid for the rest of your life and stuff like that.
I think it's certain branches or certain levels people can.
I think most of the military does.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, maybe different branches have different like.
And I know a lot of
benefits,
people go
but
because
they pay for
yes.
school, they pay for everything. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that go just because they don't have another option. They're
Yeah,
like,
or
this
they
is-
just don't know what they're gonna do with their life. Then there's
100%
just some
agree.
that are just like they get past there and they get in, and they're just pretty much like legal murderers.
Yeah, that's tricky too, because that's
Yeah,
like,
but I think that was more in
how
the
do you vet
past.
that?
I think
Yeah.
in more in the past that would happen. Like
I'll see people online like that are just like I hate to say it again, TikTok. They'll be like in the military.
I know I have a
And
friend
they're
who
just
his
like, get
brother
me the
is in
fuck
there.
out of
Yeah.
here. I hate this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel bad, like, because they think that they're going for X, Y, and Z, and then they get there and they're just like,
Well, yeah, the
"This
ones
sucks."
who are going because they know they're gonna get benefits after, they know why they're there.
And it's unfortunate, but I respect your not your opinion. I respect your reasoning for going and for serving your time.
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
100%.
you go for like 4 years,
But-
and luckily, you're lucky if you don't get called to action. But you go for like 4 years, and then after the 4 years, you get all your stuff paid for.
Good for you. My point is more of like, I guess what's the word I'm looking for?
When you're
I don't
like
want to say the
standing up
idea
for the wrong reasons.
No, I'm not even talking about like people being recruited or enlisting. I'm talking about the actual like. Oh my God, the word will not come to me. Not the goal, the actual
Like objective of why they're there,
kind of
the
like,
mission.
No, I'm not even talking about like actual soldiers. I'm talking about like the idea of like the army existing in the first place, something like that. Like I get us having people like.
Yeah, just it's in case if shit hits the fan and there's like a world war and we
Yeah,
need to defend our
I
country.
get that.
Yeah.
I get having like people in place for
To
knock
defend,
on wood,
yeah,
but I
to
just feel like there's so many situations in the past and not that long ago in other administrations where we will just like colonize a certain part of the Middle East and basically say, this is our area now, and if you want, we're gonna help you overturn your government so that you can have your government now, but you're gonna be.
But we get oil.
Exactly. So it's like, who's benefiting really off that? And then we leave people there. We leave refugees there. We leave soldiers there. Like that that happened not that long ago.
Well, that's why, like, and it's also there's certain industries. I don't know if it's just our country, or if it's the rest. I'm sure it's some in the world. Maybe not the medical industry, but the war industry is, like, I think the top earner of everything.
What do you mean?
The war industry is the biggest. It's like the most lucrative business for money is war.
Are you talking about like weapons?
Yeah,
Okay.
like just war in general. Like there's so much money made off of war every year.
You mean taken from like people?
That's what I'm saying. It's like America makes trillions and trillions of dollars off of war.
Also, don't we supply other countries with weapons?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like that's weird.
But so that's
countries that aren't even allies of us.
Yeah, it's weird because we make so much money off of that. That's another thing too. Is like I don't think the medical industry should be making so much profit too.
What do you mean?
Like medical industry and like the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, you're talking about pharmaceutical. So you got to be specific because it almost sounded like you were talking about like doctors and nurses.
No. I understand them getting paid a good amount because they have people's lives in their hands. I get that. Yeah. But I'm saying that like the vaccine shouldn't have been like no upfront cost, and then Pfizer makes like hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just that to me that is a little. It's a little
fishy.
Questionable.
It's fishy.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just weird. It's like it just shows like it's mainly just all about money. Our whole world is all about money.
But yes, I get that there are a certain class of people that have way more power to like dictate who makes what decisions and for what. But I don't think enough people are like willing to stand together and
well, no, it would take a ton of people.
Yeah, it would take like more than half of our country alone.
Yeah, and it would suck because like say you only get like 10% of everyone to actually get together and do it. Mm-hmm. If the government can handle arresting that 10% and deal with it, then your cause was kind of like put down easily by them.
I read this book in like I think it was junior high, I could be wrong. I can't think of the name of it to save my life, and I honestly maybe I just like it was a fever dream that I read this, but I still remember reading. I don't know. Anyway, the book was I think in China, and I think that there was something along you can only have 1 or 2 kids.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the book and the story goes like this family had an extra kid. I want to say she's a third kid. She could have been the second, whatever. The point is she was illegal. They couldn't have another child. So they would hide her in like the basement or somewhere. And I don't remember exactly, but somehow she figured out like the neighbor, there was also a kid there that was hiding and they would like communicate through the light switch, like outside. And they were able to talk to each other. I don't remember how. I really can't remember if somehow they met up and they were talking to each other or what. But they tried to get a fair amount of other kids that they found out were in the same position as them to go up to like the city hall or something and like, fight the power type stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I think she ended up not going or whatever. God, I'm so bad at telling this because in my head it makes sense visually, but what I'm saying just
That's
doesn't.
How I feel when I'm explaining stuff to you.
Yeah. And then so they go to City Hall and then she ends up finding out that like a lot less people than said they were going to be there, or there was some confusion with that. So the government ended up just like killing all of them. And I think little things like that kind of sway people to not have an opinion or to.
Well, I mean, I could see why, but it just sucks because you would need like a guarantee that majority of people would get together. People don't realize how powerful
numbers are. Like more power in numbers than.
Yeah, I know, but it's easier not to do anything.
It's easier.
I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that like, I think most people see that it's easier to not care and to just go about life normally in a circle. Like in the circle.
Life is so mundane when you are just
not
abiding
questioning
by,
anything. Yeah, I
or you're
know.
just sacrificing your time and energy to just play along with whatever the hell this life is. Like, I know I'm not important. Like, I'm not impacting this world in any way, shape, or form by being here. But I don't want to die not feeling like
I could have
I
at least
could have at
tried to
least
do
did
this other
this. I
stuff.
could
Yeah.
have at least did that. Or I really wanted to go see the Great Wall of China. Like, just little things like that. And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like,
The
we should
bigger,
be embracing
yeah.
each other's cultures and
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
The you know what the biggest risk of all is not taking any risk.
Wow. Look at the fortune cookie man over here. You're proud of that. You're like,
It's true though,
but
because when you look back and you know you're at that job and then you've been there for 50 years and then you're retiring
that
and then you
scares
look
me.
back and you're like, okay, well now I can spend the time how I want.
That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather take the years in between that. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to take the whole 50 years or whatever to chase it, or not chase it, but like pursue it. But I'd want to take like 10 years of that time to really pave my own path and create something, even if it's fucking mentally struggling and like it's difficult. But I feel like you get way more of a satisfaction out of that struggle and making something, you know,
Having a purpose.
turning a diamond out of coal or whatever, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
And also when I was a kid, I used to. So I can't keep on one topic.
It's okay.
But when I was a kid, I used to think like, okay, yes, like I brought up earlier, I used to learn off other people's mistakes, but I would also think that for some fucking reason, I don't think I was conscious of it, I was thinking that every generation above me was like a cycle. Like, yes, history repeats itself. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like, okay, the structure of humanity will be the same. This is how it'll be till the day humanity is over. Like, everyone has signed up for this lie that you work, you retire, you either enjoy life or get sick or both, and then you die, and that is basically it. I didn't even fathom that certain generations can break like
Yeah.
generational curses or molds
But
or
they can
trauma.
just create a new path.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people look at these influencers and shit and they're just like, oh, what are they gonna do when things stop? But then I think about, a part of me is like, yeah, that's true. But then I kind of like broke out of that because I was like, wait,
Well, some of
how
them
do we know what's gonna stop?
Yeah.
Like, you're saying it as if you know what the future holds. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
Did you know before COVID that influencers would be making more money than some celebrities? Like, probably not. Like, so many people came out of COVID with brand new incomes, brand new lives, like an actual like future they love, like, or a life they love. Like, things have changed so much. So instead of thinking like, oh well, that could all just go away, like, just be smart about it now, so that, knock on wood, if it does go away, like, you made the best of it and whatever. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the internet's going anywhere. I don't think social media is ever going anywhere. I think it's just going to change, and that's going to be that.
Yeah, the only way that would happen to certain people is if they messed up their career by doing something really stupid and no one,
I hate to say it, but unless it gets you like locked up, most people get over it. Some of these creators have done the worst shit, and
they have like
they still have
diehard fans.
Cult
A lot of
followings,
them, yeah,
for sure. Well, a lot of them are young too, and they don't know better, so they choose to just like not look into it, and that's fine. I get it. Ignorance is bliss. Well, at a certain age, you can get away with it. When you're older, you shouldn't be supporting.
I get torn in between like wanting to share stuff and then feeling like, well, what's the point of sharing stuff? You know?
We were talking about this earlier today. I was like, to put anything out there for the world to see takes a certain level of like, I don't want to say narcissism.
I don't think it's that. I think it's...
Or a little bit of like...
To me, it just feels like self-confidence.
To me, it doesn't feel like confidence. There are people who are very, like, who lack a lot of confidence, who are online.
That is kind of true.
I think that there are a ton of people who are very, who have found a way to just to brainwash themselves into thinking that people actually give a shit what I have to say. And I remember telling Brian, I was like, I don't give a shit what half the people I watch on YouTube have to say, but but I just think they're funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's enough. Like, I don't think everyone has to agree with you. I don't think everyone has to have a message. Like, some people are just like refreshing, you know, to watch. So I don't, because I struggle with this when I try to like think of things to like make, and then I'll get a good idea and then I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna do it because nobody cares and nobody's gonna like it and blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, who cares?
Yeah,
like, at some
who
point
cares?
we all relate to someone out there.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It is very true.
I just think it's weird when you're the one trying to do it, then it feels like weird. It's like, well, why would I don't want to say imposter syndrome because it's really not imposter syndrome, but it's very much like, why the fuck would anyone care what I have to say? And then that's when I was like, I don't really give a shit what most people have to say, but I'll still watch or listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's me talking and being confusing to myself and probably others. So
Yeah, but if people start to watch us and we start getting traction, then that just means any of you guys who have been questioning it and wanting to do it too, that means you guys can do it too.
yeah, because like I was saying, no one knows what the future holds.
Yeah.
No one knows that something you may start today that could be
I think it's
in
just
your head
consistency
useless.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just need to stay consistent with it.
try to.
Yeah. I mean, what, we've been going strong 6 episodes now. Look at that.
Wow.
We're masters. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yep, that's us, masters.
Yeah.
Masters of
I think we're
none.
getting better at talking and stuff too. You let us know in the comments, you know, what do you guys think?
I think I'm just caring less about how people are going to perceive me, but I don't think I'm
Well,
getting better at talking.
that'll probably benefit.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I'm getting better at talking because, bless you. Oh, it's a yawn. You're going to make me yawn now.
I'm tired because my sorry. My sister her boyfriend took her to work, and she has one of those cars. She has a car that you need the key, what do you call it, a fob, whatever.
Yeah, the
key
sensor.
fob. You need it like in the car to turn it on and off, and she kept it in her purse when he dropped her off with her car, and then he went back home, which is not super far away, but it's a little far away. And
In LA, everything's far away.
and then I had to go drive to Santa Monica this morning to go pick up the spare key or the spare fob or whatever to give it to him so he could go pick her up later from work.
And that's,
I know,
and
super
that's
entertaining
Brian's morning.
story. It's fine. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It only takes like 15 minutes to get to Santa Monica from here.
It's okay, guys. Guys, calm down. It's only 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah,
Gosh.
don't worry about it. I'm not worrying about it. You shouldn't worry about it. I'm just
But
kidding.
you said you're tired because of that.
Oh yeah, that's why I said
It
that.
wasn't even that early.
I was wondering why I got.
It was like 9 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, Brian,
I
we're
remember
losing
when
Brian.
I was getting up at 5 a.m. every day.
Okay. Thank you for coming to our
Why?
sixth
Wait.
episode.
Why is it over?
Because babe, you're now at the point where you're just like, yeah,
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm talking.
it's fine. I could tell your energy is like running out. It's okay. Let's just end it on a good streak. Let's end this on a good streak. You look a little winded. Can you not
Sorry.
freaking grab
It
my
didn't get
hand?
that on camera.
Thank you for coming to our sixth.
Our 6th episode.
Shut up.
That reminds me of is it Daffy Duck? Is it, who has that?
Or
He's
is it
like
the pig? Oh yeah, one of the ducks. Can you not? That's
how
so
he did
gross.
it.
Ugh. Thank you for coming to our 6th episode. We will be back next week with probably another life-changing event happening to the world.
You won't
because
want to
we are
miss
living
it.
through history.
You won't
want
want to miss it.
I was talking. You're gonna wait till I'm done talking.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.